The house looked peaceful on the outside, so he went in and saw a chilling sight. However, that wasn't the end of this terrifying encounter.
And I felt like it was like a box right up there. And I'm out of breath. I pushed the box down and it looked like...
This man is exploring this abandoned building, and while live streaming, he sees something up on a shelf in a wardrobe. He pushes it down. Breathing heavily, he picks it up, showing it to the camera. It's weed in the plastic box.
What? I didn't go, I just took a picture. I was just right here taking pictures, yeah.
He leaves the building. He is leaving when a car drives in, almost hitting him. A guy exits the car and confronts him about entering the house. The man claims to have taken photos. The man runs away quickly when the stranger opens his door to get a weapon. Two friends plan to explore an abandoned building. They got in successfully, but within seconds they learned things weren't as simple as they seemed.
Stay inside the tent with them?
No, just like stay around the corner.
Okay.
Because if you're in the tent and he catches you, you're
right.
But if you're in the corner, you can at least run.
The man talks to his friend, recording that he will enter the abandoned building and record what goes on in there with his GoPro camera. He warns his friend to stay out of sight as there is someone dangerous inside the building. He goes in to search.
Oh, he's there? Bro, what the? Oh my god! Oh my god!
The friend stays back, zooming in with his camera to record his friend going further into the building. His friend reaches the end of the hallway and someone jumps out at him with a weapon. He screams, running back. The sound of a machete hitting the ground can be heard. The building looked thoroughly abandoned, but when they got in, they found shocking sights that they never expected.
Central walls. This will show you this staircase. Look, all the carpet. It heads down. It's like a nice, thin, narrow piece.
After entering the building, he thought it would be thoroughly abandoned. However, strangely, he sees a drawer, carpet, and clothes in the wardrobe. He thinks someone might be in the building. He enters a room, finding a bed filled with blankets and a flashlight that's still on. Around the room, there are bags with personal things in them. What stands out is the four-wheel crutch in the room.
We thought it was abandoned. We thought it was abandoned. Oh, are you okay?
Out of the blue, an old woman speaks to them from the bed. He and his friend are shocked, not knowing the old woman was sleeping with the blanket over her head. These friends were down for an adventure in an abandoned part of town. Venturing into the building might just be one of the worst decisions they've made. These friends find this abandoned cottage out in the middle of nowhere. Intrigued, they get to the building and enter it with just their flashlights and cameras.
Is that coyotes?
Those are coyotes. That's a pack of coyotes.
They find cages in the cottage, which sends a chill down their backs. They hear a creepy sound and go silent. They listen closely, judging it to be a coyote's wail. The man recording asks if they have anything to protect themselves with.
That's a hand.
That's a bird's foot.
Oh like a chicken. My god, you guys.
That's pretty disgusting.
On the porch of the cabin, they find the claw of a bird stuck in between the floorboards. The man enters a massive abandoned building alone. Each sight he comes across is more shocking than the next. Brace yourself for what you're about to see. The man is whispering, looking about the room with metals and glass jars. The place looks like an abandoned meth lab. He leaves the room and goes to another one. Here, he sees a machine that he can't identify. He enters the room, and on a marble surface, he sees a decaying human brain beside jars of toxic chemicals.
No, it's in this cupboard. It looks like they've put bones, like decaying bones in there.
He checks a shelf and, looking closely at a transparent jar with brown liquid in it, sees decaying bones in the liquid. The brothers made it to the real Shutter Island, and in their quest to know what went on in the building, they come in contact with something creepy as night falls on the island.
Wow. Yeah, this was just the staff area, their lunch. Do you know what's weird? Oh, dude, besides the kitchen knife, think about their old...
They are in a building on Shutter Island, currently in the staff quarters. The place has been abandoned for years. One of the men picks up a knife he found on the desk. Papers and other old devices are strewn about the room.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, you're right though, but what is going on here now? Double staircase.
In another part of the building, they come across a wheelchair just parked in the middle of a double staircase. They avoid the creepy wheelchair.
Going off. The alarm is just going off constantly still. Yeah. I hear music.
They leave the building and an alarm goes off, ringing loudly in the night. A white light flashes in one of the rooms in the building. This next clip will make your skin crawl as these men get tangled up with things they ought not to have seen in this abandoned building in the UK.
Big lumps of flesh. I can't... Oh, mate. This is weird. Oh, it is. It is.
In the basement of this abandoned building, they find several old rusty machines that impress them. His friend tells him to check the side room. He believes there is flesh in there. He checks it and sees the rotting flesh.
It's still wet. Oh, it's still wet.
Yeah, that's what we're on about.
Oh.
They check other rooms, finding more rotting flesh hanging from the ceiling. The man touches it, confirming it's still wet and might have been recently hung there.
Why is that big lump of flesh just here? It's dripping, mate.
Upstairs, in a bedroom, he finds a big lump of rotting flesh hanging on the door, dripping wet and slimy. Churches should be sacred places, but when it's abandoned, God seems to abandon them too. What these men see in the church shows there's evil in there.
Look, unless someone... Oh, crap, we're gonna actually search. Has anyone been down there?
These men are on edge as they get a scope of the abandoned church. They keep hearing things and asking if anyone is there. Eventually, they find a hidden staircase in the middle of the church to the basement.
What was that? Scream! That was like a little girl, bro.
Bro, the lights is moving back again, even more.
They keep checking the seats to find anyone hiding there. A high-pitched scream of a little girl fills the church, scaring them further.
Well, Andrew did mention that there's been satanic rituals here. I just found this. It says 666 on it. I'm not sure if the fourth 6 means anything.
One of them finds Bibles torn and piled on one another on the floor. Some looked burnt, probably for a ritual. He then finds the number 6 written on 4 pieces of paper. However, 3 6 horizontally make the 66, known as the mark of the beast. Take a breath before viewing this next clip, as what you're about to see is quite disturbing. The abandoned building has things it's hiding from the world.
Love seeing that. Oh my god. We got blood everywhere. Holy jeez. Okay, I don't want to be in this room. That's gross.
This man checks out the rooms in the abandoned hospital. To his surprise, he finds some rooms in perfect condition. He then checks another room, seeing blood on the sheets of the bed. On the wall, in red paint, or maybe blood, someone wrote "Leave." He exits the room.
I actually haven't been in here. Look, there's more money in here. More fake money. I don't know why there's so much fake money everywhere. Oh my god. I just found something dead in here.
They get to the archive room of the hospital and find fake money and files on the ground. He gets to another room and sees something dead inside. He calls his friend.
Look at it, it's like decaying and rotting away in here. Yeah. We just found the remains of a turtle that's decaying and rotting away. Now what are they?
They check it out. It's a dead, decaying turtle. It was meant to just be a fun look into an abandoned building. Nevertheless, unseen forces in the house let them know they are not welcome.
And it's locked? Why would they want somebody to mess around?
His friend shows him a warning on a power switch, warning people not to turn it off. The power socket is also locked. When he knocks on it, the sound of something moving in the dark catches their attention. With their flashlight, they see the pots moving on their own.
Those footsteps.
They go deeper into the house, hearing footsteps and creepy sounds. His flashlight flickers ominously. He turns back to look at his friend who has gone quiet. His friend's eyes are pitch black as if possessed. A man dared himself to check an abandoned children's asylum. What he finds in there reveals the horrors those children went through.
Got massive surgical lights.
This children's asylum has been abandoned for a while, so this man goes in, checking the first room he comes across. In the room, he finds a chair restraint, a huge light source, and a tape recorder. All these must have been used on a child in the asylum.
Huh. Wow.
In a different section of the building, an old and worn-out restraint wooden chair occupies the center of the room.
It's got this machine right here. A few other ones. I mean, these control watts, different electric.
Deeper in the building, he sees files with heart rate data on them. He also sees a machine used for electroshock therapy on the children. The abandoned building these boys went into held deadly secrets. Escaping after seeing the truth is going to be impossible.
Building, there's like a massive puddle of water. And then 2 more rooms. I don't think we're gonna cross the water just because we don't want to make any loud sounds and accidentally fall in here. If we got hurt in here.
These teenage boys have been going through the building. It's an abandoned asylum for mentally ill patients. Things in the building are old and falling off. They reach a part of the building with water on the floor. They don't dare to cross the water to the other side for their safety.
We're down the middle of a road. There's a helicopter! What the? Yo, there's a helicopter, guys.
Finding some asylum patients in the building, they run away as fast as possible. In the air, there is a helicopter with its searchlight on. It approaches the asylum.
To the road, and hopefully you get out of here with nothing else happening. What the? Did you get that?
Yeah, I got that. Let's scream bloody murder. Let's get it.
They get to the forest and hear a woman screaming. At this point, they know they must escape. This funeral home has been a cause of controversy after the cops investigated the shady dealings there. This man went into the abandoned home coming face to face with some of humanity's cruelty.
All right, so what we have right here is exactly what I thought it was going to be, and I really don't want to touch that.
This man approaches a wooden pulpit with a square carton on it. He picks out a transparent bag from it, showing the ashes. That is human ashes from a cremated corpse. It wasn't properly handled.
Wrapped in cloth.
So this was the casket right here where one of the women were found, or I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty...
In another room in the funeral home, the man shows an open casket with its inside in a bad state. The casket once held a woman's corpse. The man reveals that the woman was wrapped in clothes and dumped into the casket without proper care. They have searched the hospital for a while now with nothing happening, but when they got to a room, the real face of the building showed itself. Be ready for the horror they saw.
Oh shit. What the hell? What the?
The two friends feel something weird in the air as they step into a hallway in this abandoned hospital. In one of the rooms, they see a devil-worshipping room with satanic graffiti on the wall. There's dried blood on the wall and floor. A skull is also on the ground.
This is probably like a prank.
He gets closer to the eye image on the wall. In the pupil of the eye, the satanic star was drawn on it. On the wall in red, someone wrote "Help." While exploring an abandoned hotel, these two friends hear strange sounds. The closer they investigated things, the weirder they got.
Let's go.
They are searching a room in an abandoned hotel when they hear a strange sound coming from elsewhere in the building. Keeping quiet and holding their breath, they try to hear the sound again. The man orders that they leave the room. He checks the hallway, seeing no one.
There's an ID.
There's blood in the bathtub.
There's what?
Blood in the bathtub.
Blood?
In another room, he finds an ID on the bed of whoever might be in the building. His friend tells him that there's blood in the bathtub. He checks it and sees the horrible condition of the bathtub. This wildlife park was a huge attraction that suddenly became abandoned. When these men checked the building, they came across a bone-chilling sight.
A mouthful of teeth. Philip Island's right. What the heck?
The building is a wildlife park in Australia. These men explore one of the areas in the building. One of the tags on the wall reads, "The Shark's Eye." He looks about the room and sees a huge water tank with a huge tail fin inside it. Gasping, he asks his friend to turn off the light. With the light off, they see the huge tail fin of the fish, which is a shark. The water is green and the shark is not moving. It's dead and rotting in the darkness. When these men checked a deserted town, strange faces stared at them. But that was more than it, because things only got weirder.
Oh. All these missing people. Milk cartons?
Holy fuck. Wait, do they still even do that?
That is...
What was that?
These men reach an abandoned building in a deserted town. They see posters with the faces of the missing people posted on the wall of the house. They spot someone in the dark. The dogs in the area begin to bark, and this sets them off. They point their flashlights into the dark, trying to see if someone is going to sneak up on them. They run back to their car. They drive quickly to escape the deserted town. Out of the darkness, a creepy man runs to their car. While exploring an abandoned hospital, this couple found some strange stuff on the floor. Closer investigation showed that they just came in contact with something they shouldn't have.
I don't want to be on the hallway. Yup, they're right there.
There's ashes, Victor.
Where?
I'm gonna climb over.
This couple challenged themselves to explore this abandoned hospital while trying to survive a night there. When they reach an area of the hospital with lots of debris, the woman tells her boyfriend that she has found ashes on the ground.
It's right there, like. And look, this one's empty.
There's human ashes in here.
She brings the ashes up for him to see. It's human ashes sealed in a transparent bag dumped in a container. She tells him there is more of the ashes. The ashes of others might have also been spread on the table. This clip is terrifying and disturbing, as the sights the man saw in the funeral home were beyond sickening. It's no wonder it was abandoned. The white blockish object on the tray seems to be bones. The man can't verify it yet. He walks away from that room, going down a flight of stairs into the building's dark and dreary basement. In the basement are several open small caskets. Each of these caskets held dead babies, which the funeral home had kept from their families. You can still see dried blood on one of the fabrics in the casket. One of the most haunted mansions in Japan that has been abandoned since the owner died attracted this man to investigate it. Before entering the house, things got weird. The man is giving information about the abandoned house that he is about to explore behind him. The house is known as the Himuro Mansion in Japan. While speaking, he pauses to bring out his phone when suddenly the door closes on its own.
What's this? It's locked. You need a key for it. I feel like a demon could be...
Inside the house, he hears a sound that alerts him to something's presence in the house. The sound doesn't come again. He's about to relax, and the sound rings out once more. These men ventured into an abandoned house, but the sound they heard unraveled many things for them.
Wait, what? I told you there was a room in there. It's not a prank sound.
These men heard a distressed cry from a woman down in the basement of the abandoned house. He goes down the stairs with his friends. The desperate cry of the woman grows louder as they go down the stairs. He gets to a white door where the woman is trapped.
She's crying. Why are you in a box? Hello?
Take me.
Huh?
Someone take me.
Someone's put her in a box.
They get into the room. They see a large book tagged Fragile. The woman is locked in there. She cries, revealing that someone kidnapped her and locked her in there.
Oh shit. Oh my god. Mark, have you got anything for her to wear?
Yeah, I've got. You hold that? Yeah.
One sec, we'll find some clothes. Pull cameras away, don't point the cameras out.
They get the book open. The woman is naked in the box. There is more than meets the eye with the abandoned asylum. These men happen to find the creepy secret the asylum had tried to hide. Mounted into the wall are scary-looking machines in this pristine-looking room in the asylum. The man reveals they are some sort of mechanical washing machines the asylum staff use to wash the patient's clothes.
It's a morgue. Figured out this is a morgue. And, aha, a morgue.
Ta-da!
Although it's an asylum, they find a morgue section. Entering the morgue, they see the open shelves where the bodies of dead asylum patients are kept. He gets closer to the shelf and pulls out one of the body trays. The loud sound makes him feel uncomfortable. The asylum has been avoided by many for a while now. These men entered the asylum and discovered the depth of corruption running through it.
Who's Sally?
Whoa.
The man heard a creepy voice say the name Sally. He keeps asking whoever said that for who Sally is. He goes further into the building and soon hears the creepy voice say, evil. He checks the paranormal detection device in his hand in shock.
I hear something moving, dude. Or walking around. What the hell? It's over here. It's over here somewhere.
He proclaims his faith in Jesus as he tries to confront the supernatural being. Soon he hears footsteps walking around the house.
Look at how damn creepy that is. Look at how creepy that is.
At the end of the hallway, in the darkness, a glowing eye peers at them. This abandoned hospital sure hides a lot more than was expected. These people hit a dead end when they saw something inside.
I do find it strange why certain parts have been open. What's that? An old weird doll.
The man and his friend are walking about this abandoned general hospital. To them, the interior appears to be strange as the hospital looks rather like a prison. They then waddle through a small path and find a weird, twisted doll on the ground.
You see how it curves and turns around?
They go upstairs to search further. He looks towards a side room, noticing something on the ground. He gets close and finds a dead and decayed cat on the ground. Its fur is all that's left of it. In a strange turn of events, this man perceived something creepy in the house. When he looked closer, the abyss came after him.
I smell it. Oh shit.
Although he is freaked out by the abandoned house, he enters one of the rooms. He smells something strange in the air, suspecting something weird is being done in the house. He sees an open chute up in the wall.
Hello? Hey!
He calls out to anyone in there. He hears a sound and shouts louder to catch the person's attention. The person runs towards him, coming with a clanging sound. He runs away from there to join his friends upstairs. Before entering the abandoned house, unfortunate circumstances came up. The harder they tried to get it, the more things got weirder.
ये कौन खड़ा है? ये कौन खड़ा? ये कौन खड़ा है? ये कौन खड़ा है? ये कौन खड़ा है?
These men circle the house, too scared to enter because they know someone is in there. They are contemplating how to go in when one of them edges closer to the house. He sees something looking at him from the entrance of the house. In fear, he runs back to his friends.
सेम यही अक्सर है.
This time around, two of them walk carefully to the entrance. At the arch of the entrance, they look inside the house while holding each other for support. Something runs at them, forcing them to run back. This abandoned mausoleum had seen better days, but when this man checked, he found things to be in a worse state.
Here we are, folks. Of course, the vandals.
Arriving at an abandoned mausoleum, this man carefully observes the state of the coffins in their stashes. Some of the coffins have been pulled out halfway, while others look to be marginally open. A coffin is on the ground in a puddle of water. Other coffins are still firmly behind cement blocks with the names of the dead on them. The metal used in the construction of the mausoleum has rusted badly.
God bless you. Oh my God, it's a human body.
He sees that one of the coffins in the mausoleum has been opened, desecrating the person's body. These men were fascinated and equally horrified by the ghastly sights they saw as they explored the abandoned hospital.
I heard about this. USS Beer.
These men are exploring this abandoned hospital in New York. They reach a special room in the hospital and find a giant cylindrical metal object in the middle of the room. The object is a huge pressure chamber that was used on immunocompromised patients.
Those like syringe type things.
In another area of the hospital, they see a weird device in a small room. They approach it, seeing it's a syringe-like equipment, but whatever it was used for is unknown. They get a close-up of the device and its needles. In this next mausoleum clip, you should hold your breath because what this man saw and what you will see will disturb you greatly.
So when you get to these back areas, see this? you come across things like this, more vandalizing or desecration.
In this deserted mausoleum, this man gasps from the exertion of searching around. He gets to a block where he finds one of the dead people's boxes to have been broken open and desecrated. He looks inside the box and sees the bones of the dead person.
See? All the broken glass. And you can tell because the glass is broken inwards and left on the inside.
He shows more of the mausoleum where the people's graves have been broken open and desecrated. People come in the middle of the night trying to steal from the dead. In the Robert Fulton school that has been abandoned, this man heard sounds, and when he checked it out, he knew he made the wrong decision. He's scared and trying to control his breathing. As a while earlier, he heard weird sounds coming from this room. He pushes the door open carefully. On the door, a note reads, "Keep out." Curious, he edges closer to the room. He enters the room, seeing a couch and a desk inside. He believes someone has been living in the room. He pushes aside a pile of bed sheets to see who it might be there. The person inside screams at him and he runs out of the room. The building had been abandoned for a while now, and as these men searched, they were shocked to discover that they had not been alone. These friends carefully search this abandoned building. The place has been abandoned for years and is inhospitable to many people with dirt and debris on the floor. Yet, they believe someone or something is inside there. They go even further till they reach a corridor. On the right, an old torn fabric hangs over an entrance. One of them looks into the room. Suddenly, a deranged feral scream fills the air. The men run away quickly. When this young man checked out this abandoned mansion, alarms went off in his head. Then he encountered the strangest thing ever.
I am freaking out right now because I'm not sure if someone's in the building or not. I'm not sure if it was my imagination what I saw down the corridor. So I'm in this room now and I thought, you know what, fuck this. I'm not coming in here.
This young man is freaking out and unable to calm down as he believes that someone creepy is in the abandoned building with him. He points towards the corridor where he sees the person. He takes another path and hears the sound of metal hitting the ground.
What?
He's about to walk through a door when someone appears on the other end. The person stands there, watching him.
It's an ambulance. Oh, fuck this.
The person gets closer to him and they are in a clown dress. He tries talking to the person and gets no reply. He runs away. They heard it was a haunted house and decided to check it out. It didn't take long for them to realize they were far out of their depths.
Where we had to escape from. I jumped over here, there was nothing here, and I smacked both my kneecaps right here. And then the guy tried to pull me back and I was holding on to this.
As soon as they enter the abandoned house, one of the men mentions that there are knives in the house. They quickly go to the top floor where he believes the knives are. Getting there, they pull an old bed up and they see a set of knives hidden there. They are quite scared seeing the knives. They also hear movements elsewhere and go to check it. The guy slowly walks up the stairs to a door. He sees someone scary and runs back to his friends. They've been to this house before. Now, they are here again, but things are not as they left them. They shouldn't have come back.
Last time, because there was lots of water. There was water, it was flooded. Oh, there's a secret tunnel. Dude, there's a secret tunnel in Slenderman's basement.
These men have been to this haunted house previously and couldn't enter the basement because it was flooded. Strangely, the water is gone and there's a new tunnel in the basement. He is shocked by this as it wasn't there before.
Completely quiet down here.
They hear a creepy droning sound that fills the basement. They go silent, while one of them turns his flashlight on to its full brightness to look into the dark. Something moved and let out a groan, yelling above the basement. The men know things just got riskier. While he explored the house, something weird and scary also explored him. The house hosted something far more dangerous than he imagined.
What was that?
It's in the middle of the night, and this man is exploring this haunted house. However, he can't help but shake from fear as he feels an unearthly chill in his bones. Looking into a room, he sees abandoned homewares. Then a sound quiet and ghostly catches his attention.
What the hell?
He goes downstairs to a part of the house he was told was the scariest. Shivering as he walks downstairs, he hears another sound. It's louder and closer than ever. He stops in his tracks, looking for its source. To get to the abandoned mansion, he had to go through the woods. Upon reaching there, weird things begin to happen. One incident in particular was the weirdest he had faced.
It's probably the main entrance here on the ground floor. This is what we just were in, where all this junk is. And so I'm not sure if this was a...
Before he enters the house, he sees a huge hole in the ground. When he checks it, it turns out to be a garbage dump. Still, the hole seems to be connected to two different places, and anything could be in there.
Here is the staircase we came down. Whoa.
The guy is showing the staircase he used to enter the basement of the house. The basement is full of junk and dust. While talking, something jumped and slammed itself into the ground. That sound stuns him and he tries to locate it. They thought exploring an abandoned prison would be a walk in the park. However, things went downhill quickly. These men have been exploring this abandoned prison, not being scared for a while. Then, one of them hears a sound that startles him. His friend tells him it's the horn of a car. He asks if they should leave, not feeling comfortable there anymore. His friend says, no. They are about to leave the building when maybe a car or something else beeps at them. One of the guys asks what that might be. His friend suggests someone wants them to get out of the building. He asks if there's another way out. The reply is no. They went into the school late at night, and soon the school revealed unimaginable horrors within it. These men see this odd, tiny room in an abandoned school. They wonder what it was used for.
I actually don't think I want to do this. Oh, that looks alright.
One of the guys feels a creepy chill coming down the hallway. Leaving that part of the school, they are about to check elsewhere when a clanging sound erupts in the night. They rush out of the school, checking its surroundings. Weirdly, they see a tall brown horse walking silently towards them. This is too much for them to bear, and they run away before the horse can get to them.
Wait, it's coming near us. Okay, the horse is coming. Okay, mate, why is it looking big? Okay, I'm running, mate. I'm running.
The car looked beautiful on the outside, and they were tempted to explore it. They didn't know how badly things were going to turn out, and it did. These men are exploring this deep earth cave developed years ago.
Dude, it looks like stairs, right?
It is stairs.
Wait till you see this.
Looks like we're going down, brother.
Absolutely.
They see mysterious, massive tunnels cutting off into various parts of the cave. The darkness in the cave is overwhelming, and they are not sure what path to take. They try to explore one of the tunnels, and they find themselves in a puddle of water. Deeper into the tunnel, the water volume increases. The tunnel seems more terrifying now. Then, a weird force begins to act on their cameras, making it hard for them to record anything.
That is a remarkable sight.
While exploring this abandoned house, things became quite weird, like a cat and mouse game. It wasn't the fun kind. Earlier, he ran out of the house in fear. Now he enters again, trying to find what scared him.
I really hope that it's paranormal and not someone freaking in here.
He's quite scared, but he believes it might be a human being in the house. He shouts out that the person should stop trying to scare him. He asks if there's anybody in the house. The light is on around the stairs, making him believe someone is in the house. He tries to have a conversation with the person. The stranger screams something unintelligible and chases him. He runs as fast as he can.
Just here exploring. I thought it was a baby.
They needed to know what was happening in the house. So, they went into the house, but at the doorsteps, all their illusion of safety shattered. Before entering the house, the woman requests that whatever is in the house reveals itself. She stands at the entrance, waiting for a reply. She gets it. First, it's a low moan, and then a knock on a door in the house.
Hello? Hello?
The woman and her friend have been trying to communicate with the being in the house. They are about to get a device to help with that when they hear the distorted voice of a man. The voice asks, "What do you want?" They freeze in shock.
Are you over the age of 11?
It's rare to see universities abandoned, so these men were quite curious about it. They explored the university, but an unexpected hiccup made things dire for them. While in this abandoned university, these men hear weird sounds coming from one of the rooms, and they try checking each room. They are scared of opening the doors. Weirdly, they smell something foul in the air and have to cover their noses.
This area is so sketch. On the staircase. Should we see if we can get out down this one?
They plan on where else on the campus they will check, but a security guard yells at them for trespassing. They take off trying to escape the guard chasing them. An abandoned mall wasn't so empty after a probing. Some shady things were going on in there. The man seems to be lost in this abandoned mall. He is standing in front of a couple of empty shelves and can't seem to go forward. Something scary might be hiding in the darkness around the shelves. On a small glass display on the side, he sees a small knife that ought not to be there. In a larger open space in the mall, it's evident that there is still a power supply to the mall. The man and his crew then come across a stranger with a blue plastic bag in his hand. The mall ought to be empty, but the man is there.
Person walking in.
I was just looking outside because I've always been hung out in this theater and.
These friends were exploring the morgue, but unknown to them they were walking into something strange. They found out too late. The man goes through a section of the morgue where cellular phones are prohibited. On the walls and the floors, there is black soot and signs of burning. A fire must have raised through the place before it was abandoned. The man has trouble breathing in this space. He reaches a more dangerous area labeled a biological hazard. He and his friend enter the room. There's water on the ground and junk from biohazard material. The room has human organs that were discarded on the ground.
Tray service. Dietary. That was dietary.
It was midnight in this village and certain arcane forces rose. These explorers have no idea what they've gotten themselves into. These men are in an abandoned village somewhere in India. It's in the middle of the night and one of them is particularly scared. Moths are attracted to their lights and a moth enters the cameraman's mouth. He coughs and gags in panic. A sound like the yowl of a feral cat rings out in the night. They move away from that spot, reaching a part with demolished walls and an unfinished house. One of them sees someone or something more sinister in the dark, behind a wall. They try to move silently. For this next clip, try to relax as what this man saw in the abandoned mausoleum is as frightening as it is disturbing. He goes through a dark and dank space in the abandoned mausoleum, seeing an old and rusted coffin. He pushes the lid of the coffin, opening it. Strangely, the coffin is empty with only straps of fabric left in it.
Crap, that's it.
Checking another part of the mausoleum, he finds another coffin in a worse state. The coffin has completely rusted, breaking down and exposing the bones of the dead in it. He identifies a pelvic bone and vertebrae. He won't go close to it.
Wow, that's a pelvic bone and a vertebrae right there.
A couple of friends land in China, hoping to explore an infamous abandoned super mall. The exploration started well until things spiraled out of control. In this Chinese super mall, this man with his friends finds a golden ticket that surprises them. It's expired.
Ticket? Yeah.
It's Chinese lottery tickets.
That's cool. Literally looks like the US versions too. Same thing.
They move on to the first floor. The man recording is excited. He shouldn't have, as things won't be so easy. He discovers that someone is in the mall with them. Carefully, he peeks at the person over the rail of the stairs. They are three in black clothes. It's the police, so they approach them rather than run, which would have been disastrous.
So there was a security guard. He's doing something.
This man went on a solo exploration mission of a terrifying mansion. What he found is quite disturbing. Prepare yourself. In this abandoned mansion, this man sees a red substance, probably blood smeared on the white wall. Mounted on the wall is a small cross.
There's all blood splattered everywhere. And right when you look upstairs, this is right when what you see right away.
He walks past it, recording the signs of blood on the wall. Some of the blood looks like it was sprayed onto the wall. There's a pinkish red liquid on the window that ought not to be there. He quickly walks out of the room. To his left is an open room. He looks inside and sees a plastic-wrapped body that shocks him. Entering the room, he sees more blood on the glass and writings on the wall in blood. In an abandoned school, a shocking encounter sends a chill down the explorer's back. What could that be? These men in bike helmets found this abandoned school. Upstairs, they see graffiti in blue asking for help.
Oh, dude, there's a shower over here. Okay, dude, I'm sketchy. Let's get out of here. Why can't we go to the school? Don't leave me in here.
Most of the wall is scribbled with incomprehensible graffiti. They walk into the empty library section of the school. They leave the library, going down a dark hallway when one of them sees something move in the darkness. He won't go forward anymore. They try zooming in with their camera, but it's too dark. They all agree something is hiding there.
Bro, what was that? Oh, no, shit's moving around, dude.
This empty mausoleum is quite creepy, as the man found himself on shaky ground with the things he saw and stepped on. In this mausoleum, owned by a church, there have been reports of fluids leaking from the corpses onto the ground.
and I wanted to show you this abandoned mausoleum that sits on this property. I seen this online, so I thought I'd come over.
As the man sees, there are stains in various moldy colors on the ground. The floor is also slippery, and looking at the graves, there are visible signs of the liquids leaking out. The smell of body fluids mixed with embalming liquids makes him feel dizzy. The mold on the ground and every part of the mausoleum makes it dangerous for him, and he has no mask, and he's breathing in harmful toxins.
You can see that each of these properties, you can tell who comes here to mow the grass for their loved ones and who doesn't.
These explorers were scared of everything around them, and when something earth-shattering happened, they knew they messed up. He walks forward carefully into the space of the abandoned warehouse. All the metals and machines have rusted. He tries explaining to the camera what certain parts of the warehouse were used for.
There's like 4 of them. This is big.
I think that's the last motion sensor, and then the rest are just lights.
Maybe.
Suddenly, a blaring alarm rings out. It's loud and screeching. He runs away with his friend, asking him what he did to set off the alarm.
Stay out of there for now. Go, go, go!
The alarm doesn't stop, so they keep running to escape the warehouse. They reach a wall and climb to get to a broken window, where they slip out to safety. When a house is abandoned, there is a possibility something more dangerous occupies it. These friends encountered the worst of this. These men are frozen in fear and wonder in this dilapidated house as they hear a woman crying.
Ni vaada, engada.
They listen closely, clearly hearing the woman crying somewhere in the house. One of the men asks a question of the crying woman. Then, the sobs turn into an inhuman yowl. The other man narrates his experience in the house, fear stark on his face. The sound of glass shattering on the ground interrupts him. He and his friend stare into the darkness and hear that alien scream again. This explorer couldn't believe his ears as he searched a dark and abandoned hotel. What he encountered will stun you. He walks down the hallway of an abandoned hotel. Debris and other junk litter the way, and he tries to avoid it.
Oh, there's an active, the alarm on is up there.
Yet something else catches his attention. He can't believe he is hearing the sound of a human snoring in the hotel. He listens for the source and turns back. He locates the room where he thinks the sound might be coming from. He stops in front of this door and brings his face close to the door. This time, he hears the sound vividly. Shocked, he runs away from the door as silently as he can.
The outside.
The abandoned hospital had all the hallmarks to still be in use, but weirdly, things didn't seem right. The explorers had no idea what horrifying sight they would see inside. This is an abandoned hospital. The building still looks to be in pristine condition with electricity still available. This situation is quite weird, as the hospital ought not to be empty with things looking in great condition. The men walk forward to a double door. They soon get to another room, possibly an operation room, OR. They hold their breaths in revulsion as they see a pool of blood on the floor, as well as other brown liquid. While they went through the woods, they came across increasingly frightening things that made no sense.
Dude, that's an old well. That's like from The Ring. This is crazy.
Can't be straight out.
You want to go down?
Whoa.
They are going through the woods when one of them sees a weird-looking shape surrounded by trees and mold. He tells his friend and they get a closer look at it. It's a well, a very old one with debris now piled up inside. Moreover, the well is frighteningly deep.
Because it's covered. That was an old greenhouse almost, it looked like. Oh my god. Ah!
In another part of the woods, they come across a statue of Jesus. What's strange is that it's up in the woods, on a hill overlooking the town. The statue is made of metal and looks well taken care of. This puzzles the explorers. After entering the abandoned house, it soon turned into a horror show. They couldn't predict it, and things only got worse. A sharp, breaking sound echoes in the night, startling him. Scared at what might have made that sound, he looks toward its direction and notices a metal wire shaking from an unseen force. Far off, a police siren is going off. They observe a phone for detection of paranormal beings in the house when abruptly a loud bang sounds out. They jump, looking at the door that's swung open on its own. It shakes from the force that pushed it. As these men tried to explore this house, strange hiccups began to happen.
This is one of like Chainsaw Massacre we deal with. Like, what do they call these rooms? Pantry in it, but a fridge.
A pantry.
It's all been emptied out.
These men have been to this haunted house 2 years ago and are back to check it. This time around, the covering on the wall is peeling, and there are strange letters on the hardwood. While they are observing it, a loud bang echoes somewhere in the house.
I was actually embarrassed bringing you here because I thought the way it's changed so much. To get actively like that.
Yeah. No, we'll stick it together just in case if we all leave, we all go together.
Oh, that door's moving. Wait.
They find themselves staring down a flight of stairs that leads into a dark area of the house. They don't go down the stairs as the floorboards are shaking. As they try to talk things out, one of them notices the door in the room moving on its own. This explorer had one mission in mind, but the abandoned house had more planned for him.
Well, let's keep heading down the main alley. That's the workshop we just checked out.
In one of the rooms of this abandoned house, he finds an old metal shelf and a broken empty box. Strangely enough, there's a weird brown liquid all over the floor. Something sinister is eating away at objects in this house.
Stuff on a workbench.
He finds a workbench with old rusted tools on it. He isn't done observing that when a strange howl echoes from a cavern in the house. Flashing his light towards the direction the sound came from, he sees nothing. They wanted to search the abandoned house, but things were cut short due to worrying circumstances.
I don't think this place is haunted. It's just an abandoned house on the side of a lake. It's cool though. It's got another kitchen here in the basement.
The man says he doesn't believe the abandoned house is haunted as he checks several rooms. As he searches, they hear a sound from outside the house. Staying still, they look at each other and listen as the sound gets closer.
Is he stopping? Shit. Dude. Okay, run this way, run this way. We lost Jimmy. What the Jimmy? Oh shit.
They ran from the house, trying to escape as the sound was from a cop car. They run as fast as possible while hiding, fearing they'll be caught. It's only a matter of time before they reach other occupied homes with light. These explorers heard that there was a crypt in the woods. Upon arriving there, they realized the place wasn't as abandoned as they thought. Inside this old crypt, this man sees several old rusted coffins already out of place. However, the ritual site in the crypt surprises him more. 10 small white containers surround a bottle and other objects. In the lower portion of the shelf, he also finds a dated coffin, broken and chipped away with human remains inside. Surprisingly, the bouquet on it is fresh.
Crazy place. Do you want to grab that keys?
The man and his friends leave the crypt quickly, fearing they are disturbing the dead. They get out, but the building seems ominous. This house was from an age long gone, but things have a way of lingering around. The explorers might be on the wrong track of things this time around.
Where's the other way out?
The back.
And how do we get to that?
Straight back.
Okay, because I'm kind of like thinking we shouldn't be in here too long.
They've been in the abandoned house for a while now, but they get jittering as time goes on. He's currently in a room and sees a table that might still be in use. The debris in the room also has traces of burning on time. He tells his friend he thinks they shouldn't be here and asks for a way to escape.
That's a good book.
They eventually find their way out of the house, but they bring a book out with them. The book has images of Indian art and occult imagery. This abandoned house has a tumultuous history, but what could go wrong with them exploring it?
Hey, guy. I guarantee you if I go over there, he's gonna go crazy. But we're gonna try to get him out. This room right here, let me scroll back.
A strange bird perches on the window inside the house. It looks out, its back turned to him. He whistles to get the bird's attention. The bird reacts by jumping to a line wire. He zooms out, showing the room full of debris. He plans to get the bird out, but he believes it will go crazy if he gets too close. He decides against it and goes upstairs. There is a framed picture of someone who lived in the house before. However, the knitted cloth on the back of the chair is suspicious. It looks to be in perfect condition. These men found someone in the abandoned building, but things went out of control too fast and too dangerously.
Yo, stop, bro! No. On the floor,
He sees someone dressed all in black doing something ahead in the hallway. He approaches the man, seeing him pulling out a whiteboard from the room. The stranger sees him and runs while the man gives chase.
Where did he go? Where did he go, bruv?
That stinks, bruv!
Where did he go?
What the fuck is that?
Where did he go? Like, genuinely, where did we go?
The stranger escapes, but on the part where he stood, there is a puddle of blood there. This troubles them greatly. They don't know where the stranger went, and the blood on the ground makes one of them nauseous.
Oh my god. Wait. Yeah, it's a human, bro. I see feet.
What the?
They open up a covered tunnel with blood on it. Shockingly, they find a fresh corpse in a body bag. They have to call the police. This simple exploration went wrong for these explorers. Brace yourself for what you're about to see.
No way.
Yeah, it's not.
Look in here. That's the freaking basement.
They looked around the house, suspecting it had a basement, but found no way in. When they check a secret room, they find the way to the basement hidden deep inside.
Look at it down there. Show them. Oh my god. That's the basement, guys.
I don't know about down there.
Hold on, look here.
One of them gets close to the entrance of the basement, seeing some picture frames on the ground. His friend tells him he won't be going down the basement as he has a bad feeling about it. In the basement, natural light streams in.
There's a car. Oh, there's a raccoon right there! Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, there's a car.
They go out of the house to the side where light is coming into the basement. Both of them are stunned to see a dead raccoon just beside the basement window. There are rare times when a house could be in great shape, and this house is one of such examples. Nevertheless, whatever lived there left a creepy legacy to be discovered.
But not a bad-sized bedroom. Window, closet, pretty basic. There's your hall closets there, 2 of them, and then you have another bathroom.
This house was owned by a killer and is now abandoned. The room looks livable and the closet is empty. Yet, the bathroom is in a worse condition as the ceiling is beginning to fall off.
That's so creepy.
A clicking sound echoes in the house. The man goes silent and goes to the window to see if there's anyone there. There's no one there, and the creepy sound keeps ringing out. He walks back into the house to locate its source. This next clip isn't for the weak. The explorer went in alone to explore the house, and what he saw creeped him out. The room he's in has some old electrical equipment which he doesn't know what they're used for. He looks about and finds a yellow and red striped cloth in a box. The most surprising of all is the huge animalistic head with creepy sunken eyes seemingly staring at him.
Okay, this is Rolf the Wolf saying thanks for using the show selector, and we'll be happy to do the selection that you've chosen today. And remember, we do work on tips only.
He sees a collection of creepy dolls. As he observes each of them, one of the dolls starts to speak with a mechanical voice. Its face is ruined with one side looking burnt. Its remaining eye rolls in its head as it speaks with a damaged plastic mouth. The abandoned house once had great beauty, but a tragedy occurred. When the explorers saw it, it was hard to explain or understand.
Oh yeah? They don't bother me.
The house looks beautiful despite the damage it has received over the years. The woman with him tells him that she's getting a weird vibe from the place. He scoffs, replying that the place doesn't bother him. But what is quite strange is the house and its surroundings are strange, despite being in the woods.
Really? So it was a school like this that they converted?
He finds a weird part of the house with all the paneling in the ceiling gone. They've fallen out of the ceiling, forming huge debris on the ground. He won't be able to get in. This exploration is quite disturbing as the tragedy can still be felt in the house. Whatever happened in the house may never be known. This old 1950s home held a surprise for the explorer. He finds this child's room to be in an almost pristine condition, with several children's toys still lying about in good condition. It's surprising how the room seems marginally affected by time, as if someone is regularly taking care of it.
Nice Johnny Cash vinyl. That's a classic. Here's the entrance to the home.
He goes to the dining room, finding the plates there for every member of the nuclear family. There is old moldy food still on the plate. You can't help but imagine a family having a meal in their home and suddenly disappearing. These 2 men had just stepped into the house before everything went downhill. You might want to pray before you see this last clip.
We got some really nice sayings on the wall.
Yeah. Don't know what that's about, but we're gonna head upstairs now. See if anything happens. Where tragedy happens.
Written on the wall with bold black paint are profanities against Jesus. There is also an Antichrist cross drawn beside the profanities. The number 600-66 has the Satanic star of evil inscribed on it. The men decide to go upstairs and see what's there.
Yo, what?
I literally have the chills right now.
Is this like a ritual or something?
They make it upstairs and see candles lit around a giant satanic symbol drawn on the ground. Nervous and with goosebumps rising on their skin, they speculate it might be a ritual. Someone dabbling in the occult is still using this abandoned building.